Hi guys, I'm Ellie Rose and welcome to my channel. I'm going to talk a little bit about the astrology for the week coming up, so 15th to 21st, and this is for all signs. It's just like a general what is going on in the skies right now. So starting off the week, we're going to have the moon conjunct Saturn, and this is going to kind of set the tone for the rest of the week because the moon's going to be on a bit of a bumpy journey through some of the outer planets. So yeah, starting off with Saturn, you might find that you feel a little bit more serious, you're taking a little bit more control over your emotions, starting to look at them a little bit deeper. And then as the moon progresses, it's going to go past Vesta, Pluto, the South Node, Lilith, Mars, and then end up on Neptune. So all of this is going to perhaps make people feel a little bit emotional this week. We're going to have some kind of instinctual emotions coming up. There's going to be feelings of like perhaps people lashing out, perhaps people like feeling a little bit more sensitive than usual, needing to take time to go within. And the trick here is to really be patient. Be patient with other people, because a lot of the time these kind of transformations are happening. They're not to do with you, they're to do with other people. So try not to take on other people's baggage, you know, like if someone snaps at you, or like, you know, just if one of your friends or your family members are feeling a little bit sensitive, just give them that space and just let them go through whatever they're going through, because it's likely that everybody is going to have these like emotional purges happening this week. And the trick is just to be patient. And then on top of that, be patient with yourself, because you might find that your reactions to other people's emotions are a little bit kind of like zingy, like they come out of nowhere and you're like, wow, why did I react like that? Or why did I take that so personally? And it's really important this week, especially with Pluto in the mix, that you try and look within and try and find out where those emotions are coming from. So if you have reacted to somebody else, why is that? Like, you know, why has that triggered you? Or if you're having like, you know, emotional feelings coming up from the depth, you know, where are they coming from? Try and do a little bit of digging, and then you might find that you have like past experiences will come to light, and you'll be like, oh, that reminds me of this time, you know, years and years ago when I didn't get what I wanted, or, you know, I felt upset because of XYZ. And you'll find that these past kind of experiences will now come to light so that you can realise what exactly they are triggering nowadays, and then as soon as you realise them, you can stop being triggered by them again in the future. And this is kind of what this week is doing really, with the moon going through all of these like slightly difficult planets, and it's on top of Venus retrograde, which, you know, is talked about a lot. I've got a lot of articles up on my website, uforose.com, if you want to read about more about Venus retrograde. But with that working in the background, basically what we've got here is a week where we are looking at how we relate to other people, and then what we can learn about ourselves from that. So there's going to be a big focus on self-care. So, you know, that might not just mean, you know, have a bubble bath and get a hairdo, you know, like a lot of the time when we talk about self-care, we think it's all about like getting our nails done and eating chocolate, which is nice, and that is a certain type of self-care, but it kind of goes deeper than that. It's all about, you know, recognising your boundaries, recognising how other people make you feel, and then trying to not react from that, you know, trying to be like a strong person in your personal power and not letting other people affect that and affect your kind of inner peace. So yeah, so there's going to be a lot of that going on this week as well, particularly with these moon transits. And basically your job is this week to take a look at it all, you know, just really like be patient enough to kind of like step back objectively from it all and say, what is happening here, you know, like what is happening with me reacting to other people, where are these emotions that I've got coming from, what past influences have affected me today. And then, you know, on top of that, just really making sure that if you are feeling emotional and you are having these like purges, you know, these like Plutonian and like Lilith kind of like instinctual like emotions that might make you a little bit afraid actually of like, where did that come from? Or perhaps from somebody else, like, where did that come from? Oh my God. Like if you are having that, just make sure that you're really focusing on self-care, in the sense of, you know, do you need to take a rest? Do you need to balance your work and play life a little bit better? You know, Venus is all about harmony. Do Do you need to take more action? Or, you know, have you been a little bit too indulgent recently? Like, how can you tip the scales of self-care? And then on top of that, how can you create boundaries so that other people's emotional reactions don't affect you in such a deep way, you know? Like, I'm not saying, like, you know, just avoid everybody for the week. Just try and see if you can stay strong in your person and don't, like, emotionally just fly off the handle, like, if someone else has done that to you. Just try and, like, you know, take a step back, take a moment, take a few deep breaths and be like, okay, where has that come from? It's probably to do with them and not me. It's probably their own personal stuff that they're working through. And then in turn, what is my personal stuff that I need to look at to realise why I'm reacting to that person, or to realise where these emotional kind of, you know, bubbles are coming up from. So yeah, that is your week, and then it ends on Moon conjunct Neptune. So if you can manage to do this stuff, there'll be some sort of like spiritual awakening of sorts, you know, just a small one, but it'll be basically like you have realised a lot of stuff about yourself, you've purged a lot of past emotions, and you've figured out how you can better relate to people. And then as soon as the moon touches that Neptune, it'll be like, oh, I feel more complete now. Like, I feel more in my own power. I feel more in touch with my intuition and my emotional side and my heart, rather than my head all the time. And, you know, you can kind of have this beautiful moment where you can go, oh wow, I've really grown this week. But you'll only get to that stage if you just ride the wave and be patient with it, be patient with yourself, try and learn the lessons, and yeah, just like get through it up to that point. And then, you know, do something nice, celebrate, be like, wow, look at how far I've come in just 1 week. So yeah, guys, if you want more info on Venus retrograde, you can check out my website, uforose.com, subscribe. I would love for you to subscribe, and have a fantastic week, guys. See you next time.